Hi friends, it's Becky, and today we're going to open up my Adornable Elements Beads of the Month clubs for November 2025. Adornable Elements has several different bead subscription options available. I subscribe to 3 of them. I get the 11 seed beads of the month, the 2-hole beads subscription, and I get the rotating beads of the month that goes through all 6 of the Adornable Elements Beads of the Month clubs throughout the year. I get each one twice during the year. So sometimes that will rotate through the seed beads, in which case I get double the amount, or the 2-hole beads. Again, I get double the amount. But sometimes we get the hot and trendy, which is what this one is here. That is usually some fun check glass shapes. Sometimes they'll be like multi-hole beads, like 3 or 4 holes in it instead of just 2. Sometimes they'll be single hole beads, but they'll be really fun and interesting shaped beads. Then you've got your fire polish beads of the month, which gives you check fire polish beads. Let's see what else. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then there's the gemstones beads of the month. Sorry, I'm counting them all out, where you get a specific gemstone and then get different cuts and sizes of that gemstone in that month's subscription. And then there's the Delica beads of the month. Those are 11 size Delica beads, and those are cylindrical beads that are a very consistent shape that you can do all sorts of bead weavy things in there. So I have my 3 subscriptions. I also get the companion pack. They've got a couple of different ones. They've got one that's crystals and one that is findings. So I get the findings companion pack, which usually includes some really interesting findings that you might not see somewhere else. So I find it really fun to get that every month. You can subscribe to Adornable Elements using the link in the description below, and if you use my coupon code, you get a discount off of your first month subscription. They also are one of the bead subscriptions where if you subscribe anytime during that month, you get that month's subscription. So if you subscribe that month and you use my code and they still have these beads available, you would get the same beads that I get this month and then also start with next month's beads. Big spiel, but that's how we go with it. And I've got this covered so that if you're waiting for yours and you don't want spoilers, you can go ahead and save this to watch later and come back. But if you do want spoilers, we're about to look at it. But there is a very exciting development happening for next year. Also, take a look at this. This is going to be fantastic. I am so stoked about these beads, but I'm also very stoked about this. My friend Danielle Wickes, who is an amazing jewelry designer, is collaborating with Adornable Elements. So if you are a subscriber to the 11 Seed Beads of the Month Club, which I am, then your January shipment will be completely curated by Danielle Wickes. But they also want to make sure that other folks who want to participate in this and be there during her live, where she demonstrates and shares her patterns and designs for this, for those of you who want to participate in this, but you're not a subscriber to the 11 Seed Beads of the Month Club, if you're a subscriber to any of the other Adornable Elements clubs, you'll be able to request that by emailing BOTM at adornableelements.com or phoning them. This is the phone number right here. And then specify whether you would do that. You can purchase that additionally and say, hey, I want the Danielle Wickes thing. That would be for members, people who are members of those things. So you can contact them. This is going to be the pricing for it. $18.95 for a single and $32.95 for a double. Now on December 1st, if you are not a current subscriber to any of the Adornable Elements clubs, they're going to open that up for non-members, and the non-member price will be higher. So for the single, it would be $21.95, and for the double, it would be $38.95. If you are a subscriber, then once you order it, that's going to be sent with your January subscription. So if you're a Fire Polish Beads of the Month subscriber and you want to get this and you order it, then it's going to be included with your Fire Polish Beads of the Month club. And all of that information is on this informational sheet in your Adornable Elements for this month. So I'm excited about that. It's going to be really great. And if you are not a subscriber to Danielle Wickes' YouTube channel, I highly suggest heading over there because she's a fantastic instructor. She is really great at coming up with fantastic, wonderful designs, and I'm really excited for this collaboration. It's going to be fantastic. I know this already. Now, let's take a look at what's in this month's seed beads, 2-hole bead, and hot and trendy beads of the month subscriptions. I've got them all laid out in my color palette. The 11 seed beads, beads of the month theme is Girls Night Out. You'll get a list of all of the beads with their product codes and their price over here on the side. Get the same thing with your 2-hole beads of the month. It gives you the names of the beads, the amount, and their price over here on the side. I do need to mention that the 12.5 grams each, so you don't have a specific amount call out on the 11s. And then we've also got our hot and trendy, which gives us the beads, the amount, and their price. So all of those are going to be there. And then this is my matte gold findings pack. We'll take a look at that in detail after we take a look at these beads. So let's start from the top to the next row to the next row, and we'll just take a look at these beads in more detail. I'm zooming in so that we can get up close and personal with the seed beads and the 2-hole beads in this. The first is dyed pink silver lined alabaster. I love that. It's like it glows. It's a beautiful, like, ballerina pink. That's what I'm getting from that one. The next is opaque dyed party pink. So this is kind of Barbie pink is what that color gives me. Next is opaque dyed violet. And it's not quite purple, but it is a nice red violet color. And then we've got opaque dyed mauve or mauve, depending on where you pronounce things from. And all of these are 11 seed bead sizes. After that is opaque dyed dark purple, and this gives us a more true royal kind of a purple color. And I love this one. This is hot pink silver lined alabaster. And so, like, just the difference between this one and that one, this is a warmer pink and this one is a cooler pink. And then we've got dusty mauve Ceylon, and this is such a perfect, she came down in a bubble dug neutral to be able to add to all of these pinks and have in there. And then we've got, last but not least, Duracoat opaque dyed bubblegum. So kind of a difference between this bubblegum pink and the party pink. Bubblegum pink is a little more coral. Party pink is a little more pink. But there are several different types of pinks in there. Next, we've got our 2-hole beads of the month clubs, and this one, the theme is wicked good. Yay! I'm very excited about this theme, by the way, and just the fact that all of this matches and goes so well together, it just makes my heart happy. So the first, we've got chalk green luster Rula beads, and Rula beads are these canister shape beads. They're a cylinder with those holes going through the long sides of that cylinder beads. I've made some designs with Rula beads before. I might see if I can pick up some of the pick those up and add them as links in the description if you want to see just some ideas of things that you can make with them, because they are a fun and versatile component. And then we've got some matte jet silky minis. These are mini silkies. They are kind of a diamond shape, but not really a diamond shape. They are more of a square shape on the back where they are flat, and then the holes go through 2 of the corners. But this mini silky shape also has a bump on one side, so you've got a right side and a wrong side on those. And I like a good matte black because it lets bright colors just pop against it. And then we've got jet black piggy beads, and piggy beads are fantastic because they have 2 holes, but they are offset. So you've got one hole that's right in the center of this cup-shaped bead, and then another hole that's closer to the rim or the outside. And you can alternate that and stack them and do some really fun things with piggy beads as well. And then we've got some Chalk Lila Luster Gem Duo Minis. So these are these diamond shaped, actual diamond shaped, not a square that go through the sides. And they've got 2 holes on them. They've got a flat back and then a rounded top. So they've got a wrong side and a right side on that. And you know, I forgot to tell you the amount, so I will just flash that at the end of this. Then we've got some pink travertine pyramid 12mm 2-hole beads. And these are also square shaped, but they are much larger. The beads, the holes go through parallel to 2 of the sides. They're flat on the bottom and pointed on top. And then we've got some ginkgos. I love ginkgos. These are Gold Shine Dark Olive ginkgos, and ginkgos are these. They're shaped like ginkgo leaves. And then the holes go through sort of the wings of the ginkgos, where they've got like the big rounded side on the outside and then a pointed side. So they go through there. And then this is a super fun component on our 2-hole bead selection. These are the duets, Super Duo duets. We've got a pink and black and we've got a green and black. And the fun thing about these Super Duo duets is that when you string them together, you can get a striping effect. Speaking of Danielle Wickes, she has a pattern called the guitar strap bracelet that uses duet beads like this to make those striping effects when you just do a simple Super Duo peyote band. And it's fantastic. It's a great way to use these. You could also do them, you know, back the black parts together and then the color parts together when you're doing other sorts of designs in order to take advantage of that stripe that you get between the pink on one side and the black on the other. So these were an exciting addition to have both of those. Now let's take a look at our hot and trendy beads of the month. It's Tropical Hibiscus, and it's funny that sometimes I get beads that have like multi-holes in the hot and trendy subscription, and sometimes you get beads that just have single holes. So these are some transparent cranberry lentils, and these lentils have a top drilled hole. So the hole is right up there on the top. It is a single hole lentil. Then we've got pink milky daggers. These are also single hole daggers. So you've got that hole right there on the end. This is like strawberry lemonade. I love it. And then we've got some emerald vitriol matte Rizzo beads. And Rizzos are like teeny tiny daggers. You've got, they're not even that pointy. Maybe they're spoonies, you know? I see you've played knifey spoony before. So those are fun ones. And then we've got some triangles. These are emerald tri beads. So they just have that hole right there in the center. They're going to, if you stack them along on a design, they can add a lot of really cool texture to something. Then we've got crystal vitriol twist beads. So this is a long twist bead. It goes like that. It has a hole at one end of the twist. Let me turn this so you can see where the hole is. So it's just at one end of the twist. So it could hang or drape or drop. You know, it can hang with the Rizzos and the daggers and the single hole lentils. Speaking of more things that you can have as drops, we've got an etched crystal full vitriol teardrop shape. And I love that this vitriol gives a pink shine. It is side drilled up at the top on the narrow point. And then we've got some melon beads. Just moving that out of the way so we can look a little more closely at it. This is burgundy pearl melon, so it's got the pearly finish on it. Also, I am making a mess with my tray. That's all right, I'll clean that up later. And then we've got some metallic suede light green teacup beads, and these are cup shaped beads. they are fantastic used with other beads to maybe do a little bit of a bead cap sort of thing, or you can get some really cool effects by stacking them in a design or facing them away or towards each other in a design when you're stringing that on. And these are all single hole beads. All right, let's zoom back out. So you can see all of these come together, and I am really excited for this theme. It's not your typical fall theme, but the movie Wicked for Good, it is the part 2 of the theatrical adaptation of the Broadway play musical that is based on the novel Wicked Life and Times of the Wicked Witch of the West by Gregory Maguire, which is an alternate retelling of the Wizard of Oz story by Frank L. Baum. So it's like all sorts of convoluted things. So I actually, usually when I get my Adornable Elements things, I will put them in these little photo boxes and keep them because they stack really nicely. But for this collection, I am going to be sorting it in, or storing it in this tin that I just got from Dunkin' Donuts. They have these, order some munchkins, ask for the tin, and it's like $10, but you can get these really cute little tins. It's gonna be the perfect place for me to keep this collection when I work from it. So it's really cute, really fun. But let me go over those quantities again, because I didn't do it during the instruction or during the show off. So again, seed beads are 12.5 grams. If you order the double amount, because they do have that option for the beads of the month clubs, where you can order a single option or a double, it doesn't increase your shipping costs, but it's just double the amount and you get twice as much. So if you got double, then just multiply that by 2. So the Rulas, you get 7 grams. The Silkies are 35 pieces. The Piggies are 20 pieces. The Mini Gem Duos, you get 7 grams. You get 5 of these 12mm pyramid beads, 7 grams of the olive ginkgos, and then 10 grams each of the Super Duo duets. And then for these, we've got 30 pieces of the lentils, 25 of the daggers, 7.5 grams of the Rizzos and the tri beads. You get 10 of the crystal vitriol twist beads. You get 15 of the teardrops, 25 of the pearl melons, and these are about 4mm melons. And then you get 7 grams of the teacups. So that's the amounts that are in the single option for the bead subscriptions. Let's take a look at our Findings companion pack, my friends. I'm very excited about this project and this. I am going to make things. I am absolutely going to make things with this. I love that there are so many different pinks available. But we've got the matte gold Findings. The first are these 11mm cable chain. This is not plastic. This is a metal chain. And oh my gosh. I could actually see me doing something with maybe stringing a couple of strands of seed beads or something along here and then weaving them into this chain. And maybe attaching a pendant to it. I don't know. But that is a pretty cool chain. I like that. There's 2 feet of this. 26-inch chain. And then we've got a round toggle clasp. Let me actually put these guys out of here. There are 3 of these round toggle clasps. On here. And it's different types of toggle clasps. So this one has little knobs on the end. Probably goes with this one. It's like a little barbell for that. And then we've got a hook and eye clasp. That is really pretty. It's a really stylized hook and eye clasp. Then we've got butterfly earring studs with backs, and there's 2 pairs of these. So they are shaped like that. They're very whimsical shape. We've got these on the back, and the fun thing about these earring studs is that there is a loop here that you can use to attach a design to hang as a dangle from that. So you could do that instead of ear wires. We've got those. I would probably, for myself, I prefer silicone backs, but I have some, so I can just swap those out and add those silicone backs to that. And then we've got multi-loop links. It's going to be various shapes. So for mine, I have this hammer tone effect on my links, and there's 2 of them. So I can 100% make some, oh, you know what, guys, I think I'm feeling like maybe I should make something at the end of this, and I can 100% use some of these beads. I'm going to do chandelier earrings with these components today after my unboxing. So I'm going to use these and some of my hot and trendy beads and my seed beads and just do some real quick chandelier component earrings on that. And then we've got some 6mm jump rings with 28 gauge. And they are in that matte gold color. All right. So that is my Adornable Elements Beads of the Month Club for November. And again, if you want any of these, just reach out to Adornable Elements at their email address and say, hey, I saw on Becky's unboxing the 2-hole beads of the month, for instance, and that you would like to purchase that as well. You can reach out to them. If they have any available, you can purchase that. If you want to subscribe right away, you do have a discount with that coupon code, and they will send you the same beads that I unboxed if they have it in stock. If they have something else, they will replace it with that. But yeah, as long as they have it in availability, they'll do everything that they can to make sure that they can get that for you. So let me figure out how I want this to go with my thing. So let's take a look at some of these beads. Now I've got them over here, but I also have some here. So I'm wondering if I should be using these guys in my design, and I think I might. Yeah. Because we've got that graceful coming down, and I think with the right placement, we could probably one, two, three, four, five. There we go. I had too many. Could probably not crowd it too much for this design. So I'm going to be using these teardrops for sure in this. The question is, do I add some of these triangle beads? I think I might. Just to break up the pink, and then let's go for this pink. This is going to be, which one is it? 44 hot pink silver lined alabaster. Yep, that is what I am making. All right. Now let me get some wire. I think I'm going to grab my 26 gauge wire because I want something flexible for this. And something that might go through the 11/0s twice. I've got some 26 gauge gold silver plated wire. Let me grab some tools. I've got flush cutters for cutting my wire. I've got some chain nose pliers, and I've got some round nose pliers. All right. Now let me see. I think what I want to do is I'm gonna snip this off. This guy on here, right down at the middle. I'm going to put on 2 11/0s on each strand of that wire. And then holding these together, I'm going to bend that up. And then also give this little pinch so that the wire comes together up here. And now that that wire has come together, I'm going to pop one of these beads on both wires, push that down there. So it's like it's got a little hat. And let's see, I think I can do 26 gauge wires through both of them through 11/0 seed beads, I think. If I can't, it's totally fine. Oh, I can. Okay, so let's do 3 of these. This may take a while for me to do. 2. 1, 2, 3. All right. And now I'm going to take my round nose pliers, bend my wire back, bring it around the loop, rotate it, and cross it over. And before I do any wrapping, I'm going to put both ends of the wires through one of the loops on this multi-loop connector. Both wires, Becky. There we go. Anyway, I'm excited to go see the Wicked for Good. It is the conclusion of the part 1, which came out, I think it was it last year or this year? It's hard to tell. Time is an illusion. But I'm going to just go ahead and wrap I only need to wrap it once. Maybe twice, I don't know. And snip off my excess wire. So tuck the end of this wire, which is sticking out a little bit, gently so you don't accidentally smash your seed beads. All right, so I've got one dangle there. And so if this is going to drop below that, then I'm going to need to increase by, let's do, instead of 6, let's do 7 of the 11/0s after we add our triangle bead. All right. I'm going to try it, see how I like it. But there we go. So I'm pulling off, when I do this, about 4 inches of wire. is going to be fun. Got that mostly in the middle. So let's get 2 11-ohs on each end of my wire. 1, 2, and we'll bring them together. Just giving it a little pinch here with my fingers to help that wire stay in its shape, and go through with both ends of my wire through the same hole on this. There's only one hole. And then we're going to add 7 11-ohs up on the top before I add my loop. So let's do that. Okay, and now that I've added 7 of those, I'm sorry, I didn't want you to have to sit here and watch me do that whole thing. It looks like that will dangle at about the right place that I want it to. And we'll put our 5th one down there. So, looks like I'm adding 4 each time. And then we'll go back up for the same amounts to go the other way. So let's do this one, get it attached. And I'm going from right to left so that I'm not, working from the center out or anything like that, because there is going to be some stuff getting in the way when I go to wrap this around the thing. So it can be a little bit wonky sometimes trying to do this while there's other things attached to the chandelier component. There we go. Now, if you're having trouble holding onto that loop, you can hold onto the loop here while wrapping it. Okay. I like to have my wire wraps end around the back side of these. All right, now the next one, I'm going to be doing the same thing, but we're going to get 11 of the 11-ohs. So let me get that stacked on and wire wrapped on, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so now I've got my 3, 4, and 11 seed beads, and that's the number above my little green triangle bead. It still has the 2 on each strand around my drops. And so I'm going to just repeat this one and this one, but going up the other way. So my next one that I attach will be my 7 11-ohs, and then the one at the very end will be my 3 11-ohs. So I'm going to do those, attach them, and then we'll add an ear wire and call it an earring. All right, so here's the finished earring. I'll finish the second one off camera. I went ahead and added an ear wire to this. I did get some little ear wires, but these are not open loops. I can't swing them open and attach the end to this finding. I would need to use jump rings for either of these. So that's why I'm not using my butterflies. I'm just using a regular ear wire for this, but these butterflies would be great for things that you wrap onto this loop, or have an open and close, like an open loop, simple loop. That would work great on that. But there we go. I love this. It is a really fun design, and it's going to be nice and swingity and dangly, which is something that I love in a chandelier earring. Let's take a look at these guys again before I let you go. Once again, check out Adornable Elements website to explore all of the Beads of the Month clubs that they have available and decide which one is right for you. And if you can't decide the rotating Beads of the Month, I enjoy it so much because I get to see all of the different clubs that they have, and there's something for everyone. Oh, before I go, while I was playing around with this, I also just strung up some of those duet super duos just to show you if you haven't seen them all lined up before. I just did a real simple peyote with 8 of these on each strand, and you can see if you've got the colors facing each other and the black sides facing each other, it makes stripes. Just in a simple super duo peyote. I just strung this up real quick just as a demonstration to show you what that looks like with those. But here's the rest of that subscription and that collection. I'm gonna get it stored into my little munchkin tin, and I'm gonna have so much fun creating with this month. I already have so many ideas, and I can't wait to share them with you. Check out Adornable Elements, and if you are not a subscriber to the 11 Seed Beads, Beads of the Month, December 1st, if you are not a subscriber to any of them, December 1st is when you can pre-order the Danielle Wickes January collection. If you are a member but not of the 11 Seed Beads, Beads of the Month, then definitely reach out to Adornable Elements to order that if you would like to participate. And if you are an 11 Seed Beads, Beads of the Month subscriber, then you don't have to do anything. You can just wait for that to show up in your mailbox in January. Until next time, my friends, happy beading!